Well, hi, thanks so much for joining me in my shop. I'm going to go another step with this radio. Now that I think it's got the proper components in it, the couple of capacitors I changed yesterday, I think it's time to try aligning it again and see what kind of boost we get out of that. The alignment of this radio is pretty curious. You would never be able to dream it up yourself. Fortunately, one of you sent me a copy of some instructions that were buried in an old radio magazine, and those instructions, without those instructions, I'm beyond just twiddling these until it sounded okay. I wouldn't really have any kind of procedure to follow. So and I've done this a couple times already, but previously it had some bad capacitors in it, so I don't know how valid it was. To do the alignment, I have a specially prepared tube. You've seen it before. One heater pin is covered with plastic here, so it won't make electrical contact when I drop this tube in. The other heater pin is not covered, so it still makes contact with the heater circuitry in the radio. The heater in this tube is also functioning as the cathode, so you need to have at least one of these pins connected for the cathode to be part of the circuit, so that's why you don't cover both pins. And according to the book, all it said was it was discovered that if you put a tube in like this with the heater not getting hot, the radio should not pass any signal. If it is passing signal, then it's out of adjustment, and you just basically adjust one of these, two of these, two of them. In the course of resolving that part of the alignment, I shouldn't call it alignment, they call this balancing. So to do it, I need to have a signal generator going. I've got it here just running at 1400. That's a little high. I want you to have it somewhere around here, which is right around a million, right around a million hertz or 100 kilohertz. So let's put this there, roughly. The signal coming out of the signal generator is connected indirectly to the antenna. I have this clip lead, just clipped insulation. The wire's out here. It's just clipped insulation, so there's proximity here. See if enough signal makes it into the radio to do the test. I think I'm going to operate the radio with all the regular tubes in it first, make sure it does pick up the signal. Once we're sure of that, we'll just go through 1, 2, 3 tubes. Maybe, I think it's 3. 1, 2, 3 tubes. Let me just take a peek here at the schematic. Just hold on 1 second here. Let me just take a quick look. Yeah, even the first. So I do this, this, and this. I think I got it. By Jove, I think I've got it here. Let me just turn on my own big screen TV so I get a good look at what you're seeing. Okay, we'll start this up. See it. Oh, speaker on already. We hear a bit of a hum. So it's running on a little bit of restricted power. I'm going to put it on full power here. This is glowing white, almost like a light bulb inside this tube. You're seeing a reflection, I think. Yeah, that glow you see now, that's the tube itself. Just really, really bright. So you're hearing a lot of very characteristic sounds of what are called partial discharges. You hear kind of a hissy sound followed by a pop. not always followed by a pop though. But hear those? I also hear a hum coming and going. There's still a lot of weirdness going on in here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all related to the vacuum tubes, but who's to say offhand? Okay, let's put the regular antenna on it. So that putt-putt sound, that may be interference from my shop as opposed to something going on in the radio itself. Just moving my telephone away in case that's the so different than yesterday. This is all the kinds of stuff that just totally unnerves me when I'm doing this. Inconsistent behavior. Well, let's carry on with the procedure and maybe these problems will just go away. What I'm going to do now is we'll go back to the signal generator. And we'll see if the radio picks up the signal generator as the generator tunes by. There it is. So the hum I'm hearing, the very clear hum coming out of the speaker, it sounds to me like it's modulating the audio signal. And then when you hear the discharge sound, the crashing sound, you notice the reception disappears entirely during that period. Lots of weird stuff in there. Very subtle, but a lot of weird changes going on. It all seems to be these guys over here. Kind of odd to me. These are just the final output tubes. Wow. Okay, just leave that alone for now. Now I have a voltmeter connected also, which I just noticed now is pinned. Let's take a look at the voltmeter. And just tune the radio here. Now that's looking at the signal reaching the speaker. Wow, you know what? I'm on the 10 volt scale. There's 4 volts of signal reaching that speaker right now. 4 volts usually produces a pretty loud sound in a speaker. That doesn't seem to change when I tune through the sound. So that's the volume control being changed. At the very top of the volume control, you can start to hear the tone that's coming from the signal generator. By just turning it a few percent, you know, maybe 10 degrees of rotation on the volume control, and look, it just disappears. I'm just trying to make sure I understand the starting point here before I start twiddling stuff. And my signal generator output power is very high, but the connection is indirect to the antenna. Wow, can I actually do this like this? Because let me remove the signal from the antenna. I make no difference on the meter. How can I use the meter? It's not indicating anything other than there appears to be a very powerful hum reaching that speaker. The speaker can't reproduce it very well, so it's not as loud in the room. I'm guessing if I hooked up a regular, everyday modern speaker, we would hear quite a hum coming out of it. That's my guess. Lots more work here to do, that's for sure. Okay, so we're going to go through the alignment process here. I'm going to switch back to the other camera. Bear with me for a moment here while I try to do the double camera deal. Can you do it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you keep an eye on the voltmeter now. You can watch what I'm doing here. Volume. For some reason I get to the very bottom. The meter jumps up, but I don't hear anything change in the speaker. Now we see a little response in the meter. So assumably that's the audio tone we're hearing on top of whatever other hum signal or whatever else is in there. So I think we're good to go now. So what I should do is I switch the first tube here with the test tube. Operate the set, we should hear nothing. If we hear this garbled up tone at all, and I adjust. One second here. That's a little better. Oh, gosh. My camera not set up here properly. That ought to do it. Okay. Power off. Tube out. Tube in. Power on. I'd say I'm not hearing that signal come through. Let's discombobulate this, because I did align this previously, and see if it shows up. Not happy with that situation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the signal right into the antenna now. I'm going to cut it back first. Still don't hear it. Boot it up. I hear it now. Very faintly. Let's put it up higher. Okay, now we hear it. I don't think this is working properly. Tighter the better. It's not supposed to be like that. What am I doing wrong? I'm doing the wrong one. Because of circumstances beyond my control, I cannot stop and edit these videos. So I'm just going to have to let the video run while I take a look at the schematic here. Just be a second. So, for sure it's this guy. For sure. Should be adjusting. Well, all I can really do is just carry on with the process, even though I did not get the result I expected there. Just to be a little more specific, I expect there to be a peak, actually a null in this case. Hey, I'm supposed to knock out the signal. Hold on a second. I got this totally backwards. Hold on a second here. Who's confusing me? Who's causing this confusion? I'm supposed to not hear the signal coming through. That's easy. Now, let it off. Does it come back? I don't see that it comes back. Should be a null there. Bear in mind this guy is wide open now. On to the next one. Now we'll go on to the next one. Let's tube out. Put the original one back in. It's actually not the original one, it's the current one. I've changed the vacuum tubes in here. Okay, in you go. Power on. Now this is tricky. If you're supposed to null out the sound getting through here, and you manage to null it out with the... I'll take that back. Because I'm moving the test tube across, I'm enabling this to be done. Never mind. Just ignore me. Actually, you should ignore about 90% of what I say. So I don't hear anything. There it is. Don't like it. What is going wrong here? I don't know. On to the next one. I don't like it. I don't know, am I confused and I'm turning the wrong controls? Now there really shouldn't be any signal getting through here, so we're still hearing the same hum when I switch it on. I'm pretty sure that hum is happening over here in the power supply and the output tubes. Okay, again, I don't hear the signal. Something's not working here. You know, unless, I don't know. Unless I don't know. That's quite likely I don't know. Okay, let's just keep going. Okay, so this next step now involves getting the signal as loud as possible by adjusting the other adjustments here. So we should hear a strong signal come out of this. What I may have done wrong this whole time is I did not adjust the antenna tuner. It says in the instructions, very important to have this adjusted right. Okay, so we hear a little bit of signal coming through. Let's make sure it's the signal generator. Yep. Tune the other. So these are actual trimmers on the tuning capacitor. Okay, so that one's working the way you expected. Meter's not of much help. No difference. No difference whatsoever. Okay, so maybe I should take my own advice and tune this thing instead of pretty dorky. Back on the power. Putting in a pretty light signal at this point. Blow the whole thing. Okay, here we go again. This is usually where now I get confused about which of these is which and turn the wrong one. The only one that works right. Let's try tuning in some regular radio here. Oh, wait a minute, let me think another minute. Let me listen to what these sound like on the signal tracer here. Here we go. Okay, good. Put the ground on. Okay, so we're tuned in around, well, 952. I can see it on. So I'll dial in this guy here, the 952. Pretty much exactly where it was. Okay, now that's not long enough. Not long enough. Boy. What I want to get is the signal generator output. Hope this isn't too loud. My hopes were met. It's not loud at all. How come we hear nothing? Not tuned in. I don't hear anything. Oh my gosh, what's going on? RF tuned to 950. Can I not hear anything? Oh, my day's going downhill here. That's weird. Oh, maybe. What's going on? What's going on? There. Not enough signal fed to it. Duh. Okay, so now the tone you hear is coming out of this guy. So that's what's being fed into the radio. That's what it should sound like coming out of its speaker. Nice tone like that. Okay, So what I'm going to do is feed the signal, generator signal, back into the radio. Turn it down. Now what I want to do is, what I don't want to do is get a shock here. Hang on a second. Move everything over here. Problem with my equipment arrangement. Okay, so we don't really want to hear the radio speaker now. If I turn down the volume here, okay, 1 second. I'm going to take out the first audio tube. There. Turn up the volume on the radio, sending more signal into the front end. Hey, that's interesting right there. Look at that. Turn this down a bit here. Beautifully clean signal. That's coming, I believe that's coming to the top of the volume control. The bottom is tied to the chassis. In the middle, this is the signal takeoff point heading, you can see the wire. It's just a potentiometer. This won't make any difference because I'm on the input end. But this tuner should, yeah. So that's what's available at the front end of the radio, except when I go to this terminal, it's already garbled. That's pretty dramatic. Got to be able to get somewhere with that observation. I haven't gotten anywhere and already I found crap. Here we go. Should get louder as I go stage by stage here. I'm not sure about touching this. So that sounds like an exact copy of this, only louder. That doesn't sound exact. Quite the potent hum there. Who needs instructions? That seemed to quiet it down. Seemed to do a thing. Seemed to do a thing. What is this? This is the first stage that works. What are we finding out here? What happened to my voltmeter? What happened there? How did my voltmeter end up? The 10 volt is gone. It's because I pulled out that audio. I pulled out the audio tube. I bet you that's, you probably saw it, I didn't. Pulled out the audio tube and the whatever that signal is that was producing a high reading here disappeared. Another hint. I probably got like problems on top of problems on top of problems, all kind of meshing together into one ultimate schmozzle. It's really, I can see the heaters in each of these tubes. Just in case you don't believe me. It's one. That's the next one. They look pinkish in the camera, but they're not. They're red. Where's that guy's blazing? Blazing fire going on there. Now my normal edit mode, if I really get stalled in here and I got a lot of hemming and hawing, I edit it out because it adds nothing to the story. It's kind of where I am now. I'm adding nothing to the story here. So maybe I got to stop at this point, and because it did not get the kind of response from adjusting these that I have in the past. I'm sure I did this in the past and it worked as expected. So yeah, I'm making some kind of mistake I don't realize I'm making. Licensed under United States patent number 1,500,000. I think that really is how many patents they had at that point in time. 1,500,000. This was built in 1928. I was just reading up on my physics history. In 1928, the kind of modern model of the atom had not been figured out yet. I think they were still looking at Rutherford's bread, piece of his loaf theory. So think about that. Look at this radio sitting here. It's utilizing physics that people don't even really understand what's going on fully. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? That you can, without really having a grip on what is going on in these tubes, but having some other kind of notion about it, they're able to proceed to this point. And shortly after this, everything improved a lot more. Thank God. I would hate to think today we're still tuning radios like this. So, well, I think I'm at the end of the road for today here. I don't really know what to try next. This really flopped in my mind, and why, I don't know. So I don't. I'm gonna go the rest of my day totally disturbed by this. Okay, hope you are too. Thanks a lot for watching another video of mystery, and I'll catch up with you on the next video.